Market Monday, the video today. We have so much to get into, but first, the Kansas City Chiefs, my Kansas City Chiefs, did win the Super Bowl. Patrick Mahomes, your Super Bowl MVP card, dropping tomorrow morning. Gonna actually have 95 speed with the Super Bowl strat item. Abilities for this card, it is identical to Tom Brady getting that 5 AP combo, but instead of set feet lead, he is going to get pass lead elite with that built-in 0 AP gunslinger, fearless, hot route master, and the velocity ability. Your weekly wildcard LTD this week is Vita Vea, and if I'm being honest, there's too many good defensive tackles in this game with good speed and good interior stats. Vita Vea, not the best LTD. Looking at the content schedule, possibly the busiest week of the entire MUT year. Your typical AKA weekly wildcards, Ultimate Legends, of course, this gonna be this Saturday. Gridiron Guardians 2, that was the unknown. We did not know what Thursday content we were going to get. Now for this Market Monday, we're going to go content by content, just talking about what you can expect and how to prepare. Starting off with today's content, that is AKA, of course, we had Terry McLaurin, Max Crosby, and Teron Armstead, the cards. We're more focused, though, on the 94 overall market, but unfortunately, it has not dropped that much. The entire trading market is up because of honors cards. We'll talk about that, but the 94 AKA cards are only at around 165k, whereas last week, I'm going to take an example from GG, DeAndre Hopkins. These cards were around 135 to 145k. You could have bought them in the first day they were out into the game, and they rose up to around like 170, 180k. Eventually, they went back down, but went back up, but there was an opportunity to buy these cards for super cheap day one, and then sell as the trading market rose, and these cards just specifically, only them, their markets rose as well, but sadly, I'm not investing in them this week just because they're going for 170k. The unfiltered market for 94 overalls is 185k, but that market is only going to drop as the honors cards, which are in packs, we'll talk about it for 4 days, actually no, 3 days, I think it is, 3 or 4 days. The trading market is only going to fall over the course of the next few days, so these 94 overalls, while last week they rose in part because the trading market rose as we went later into the week, the trading market is going to fall this week, and, you know, if they were 150k, I would buy them, but since they're 165k, 170k, yeah, we're going to have to wait until next week. Now back to the Patrick Mahomes MVP card, which should be dropping tomorrow morning in MUT. How you get this card? Well, last year to get the 99 overall Cooper Kupp, it required any two 97 overall Super Bowl champion cards, just the set cards. You did not get them back as B&D. I would expect that to be very similar. Maybe they go 3 97s and you get them back as B&Ds, but the cheapest 97s right now is just Julian Edelman. He's like 550k, so if you want to get them, I'm sure they will be way more expensive tomorrow. Yeah, that's if you want 99 pat. On to Tuesday and weekly wildcards, because this was a very profitable content drop last Tuesday. We're not focused, though, on the 96s and the 97s. We're going to be focusing on the 94 overall weekly wildcards. To give another example, last week they were around 130k to 140k for the first 2 days. That was Tuesday and Wednesday, and lo and behold, the few days after that, they rose all the way up to around 185, 190k. This MUT market price doesn't really do it justice. However, we didn't sell these cards individually, but rather did the Nick Cross set, who went up to around 900k. It's going to require 4 94s and then 2 91s. That's how we liquidated the cards. But even at that, the 94 overall cards individually, I mean, if you look right now, they are used also for tomorrow's cards, which we don't know yet. But they're, you know, 185, 190. So, price-wise, what I'm looking for this week, if they get down under 145k, I will most likely be buying a lot of them, as they were very successful. They seem to be very consistent. And yeah, 94 weekly wildcards. Next up, just gonna talk a little bit about Gridiron Guardians 2. There's something you can do to prep for GG2. I'm guessing it's gonna be Thursday content. But just taking a look back at last year's content, it was actually the exact same as the Thursday after the Super Bowl. We did get it. We got 4 97 champions. We actually got a 98 overall special little legend champion. With all the actual current player content we've been getting, I wouldn't be surprised if it's like 50-50 between current players and legends, just like how it was for GG Part 1. Don't expect a Gridiron Guardians Part 2 since the Combine content should be starting next Thursday. And finally, on to Ultimate Legends, which will be dropping on Saturday. They should, again, be 97 overalls. And there actually is a little bit of work we can do to prep for these cards. If you remember, if we go back to Madden 22, I'm sure you guys remember the first weekend of Ultimate Legends. We're going to be focusing on the 87 overall Ultimate Legends, which we don't know if they're going to be 87 overall pieces, and we don't even know if the sets are going to work like this year, but we're focusing on the 87 overall exchange set because last year, the 83 to 86 overall market, 83 to 86 overall market, went crazy for this first weekend because the cheapest way to get these 87 overall Ultimate Legends was this exchange set, and since you needed 6 of them for every single 97 Ultimate Legend, yeah, the 83 through 86 market went crazy. This year, I am not going out necessarily and buying these cards. I don't even know if it's going to be the exact overalls. If I had to guess, I would say we've used more even overalls than odd overalls this year, so 86 overalls, 84 overalls. But rather, if you pull any 83 overall through 87 overall cards this week leading up to Ultimate Legends, just hoard them in your binder. Keep them. If you want to go out and buy some cards, you can. Personally, I'm not. It's not that big. It's not big enough profit for me to warrant the time spent. But for everyone, if you pull any 83 through 87 overall cards, I would highly advise you to just hold them in your binder and wait to see what their value is on Saturday. Getting into the LTD conversation, the first thing I need to talk to you guys about, these NFL Honors cards are in packs till Thursday morning. So they are in packs for 72 hours. So what does that mean? We are not buying them on the first 2 days. Wait to buy these cards Wednesday evening. I cannot stress that enough. Do not ask me if you should buy the card today or even tomorrow. Don't want to know their price. Just buy them whatever they are Wednesday evening if you're going to buy them for your team or as an investment. First up, Geno Smith as a quarterback. Sadly, I don't love quarterback investments as we've seen over the past few weeks, but if Geno Smith does get down to that 420k mark and below, I will scoop a few because these cards do seem to be a little bit more rare than the the Super Bowl LTDs. Nick Bosa, unlike Geno Smith, has a hefty price tag of right now 1 million coins. I expect that to be probably in the mid to high 700s by Wednesday evening. I don't know if I'm going to invest in him personally, just because Frank Clark, for example, as a right end was like 440k. This card is going to be almost double that price, and while he's an amazing card, Niners theme team is a pretty good theme team, not the best as they usually are, but it's a wait and see for Nick Bosa. I think I need to see the Gridiron Guardian 2 champions before I make an investment on him. I'll probably, of course, I'm going to buy one for my team. Price-wise, though, I think he'd have to get somewhere in the low 700s or under 700k for me to be comfortable buying a few of them. And the last of this set of Honors LTDs is Justin Jefferson, and he is expensive, man. 1.2 mil right now. A great card, right? 97 speed, has great abilities. Justin Jefferson, I probably am going to invest in because he has that hype, right? He has the gritty celebration. He's one of the most popular players in the NFL. Hopefully, he gets down to 900k, 850k, around where iJoebruin went for. And even though he's only Vikings theme team, he's not Legend theme team. He's Justin Jefferson. Jamar Chase last year was not that good of a card as a Honors for Rookie of the Year. This Justin Jefferson card isn't, he's really not better than MVS, probably not better than iJoebruin, but I'm probably going to pick up a few. Hopefully, I'm hoping, fingers crossed, he gets down into the 800s and low 900s so I can buy a few. Terry McLaurin, though, is only in packs for the standard 48 hours, so you should look to buy him tomorrow evening, tomorrow night. Right now, he is 640k. Definitely a little bit more common than JJ, does not have as much demand, but stat-wise, he's about even, man. He's got 97 speed. They're at the same height. I am comfortable with picking up Terry McLaurin. The X Factor LTD last week, Harrison Smith, aka X Factor LTD, did very good. So Terry hopefully gets into the mid to low 500s by tomorrow night, and I will, without a doubt, probably be buying, quite a few of him. I've gotten a lot more comfortable with buying LTDs as investments as it's become an efficient way for me to make coins with the stack being this large. So probably go out and buy 10 or so of these Terrys. Those are your buy opportunities. Now let's talk a little bit about the sell opportunities and the sell windows and what I'm really planning on to do with my MVS, my Frank Clarks, and my Bradberries. As you see, I have a lot of them. It was just because Bradberry dropped a ton after the Eagles lost the Super Bowl, and Frank Clark also dropped as I streamed right after the game, so I ended up buying a ton of them. Now, Frank Clark, right now, 440k, he has not moved that much. Remember, these cards were in packs for 4 days. It's going to take time for their supply to dwindle off the market. I don't have a perfect sell window for any of these cards because there's a lot of content. Normally, right, we'd only have content Thursday. Legends would be mediocre on Saturday, but we're getting a ton of Gridiron Guardian 2 cards. We're getting Honors cards also on Friday, and then we're going to get 8 or 10 Ultimate Legends. So, sell window for these guys, there's not really a perfect time. James Bradbury, though, I kind of glanced over him. He's all the way up to 600k. The bad thing about him, there still are a ton on the auction house, actual supply of him, but the good thing is he is being bought rapidly. Like, he gets bought at least once or twice every single minute still at the time I'm recording this, so hopefully he rises. I bought most of mine at like 520k, so hopefully he gets like 650 plus, and I'll look to sell him off. MVS, he's gone up from around 725k where I bought him at. He's at 800. Gonna wait till he probably gets to 900, 950 for me to eventually sell him. Still probably the best receiver in Madden until we maybe get Ultimate Legend, you know, Jerry Rice or Randy Moss on Saturday. But MVS, once he gets like 900, 950, these cards I don't really want to hold too long. Once I can make 50 to 75k plus after tax on each individual card, I will look to sell. And before I go, 2 little nuggets of information. Tom Brady right now with the Patrick Mahomes announcement and all the quarterbacks we've been getting recently, he's still a top 2 quarterback in the game. If you want Tom Brady for your team, go out and buy him right now. This is the cheapest he has ever been. And then if you have lurking in your binder somewhere, the Chiefs strategy item, it is very, very expensive. It was going for 1.1 million coins last night. I didn't want to sell it in case of getting banned because I'm actually not using it. I'm using the Eagles strategy item still right now. But yeah, if you have the Chiefs item, it's going for 750k. Think maybe about selling it. The Chiefs theme team probably at its peak right now. Only going to regress as the weeks go on. But that's all for Market Monday. We had a lot to talk about. Hopefully, you made it to the end of this video. Comment if you have any questions. Like if you have enjoyed. Subscribe if you are new. And until next time, peace.